all right, everybody. Here's Papa with Papa Cruising, and I'm just here to clarify some things. Uh, you know, I done a little survey on my Facebook page about gratuities and whether or not people feel like they should be mandatory or whether they should be a, a choice. So a lot of wow. I'm gonna clarify first, right off the bat. Let me clarify. Paul pays the gratuities, very much so. I pay every gratuity. I've been on 15 cruises. I pay gratuities. I pay. Uh, I tip my porters. I tip my room stewards, and I tip the main dining room. I tip bartenders. I tip waiters. Okay, so on top of gratuities, I pay a tip extra. Matter of fact, I get $2 bills so that I can sling a little $2 bill here, a little $2 bill because I think it's cool. A couple of $2 bills here, sometimes a 10, just whatever. Uh, so with that said, Papa pays the gratuities and tips extra. Okay, let's get that clear. So all you folks saying I'm trash because I asked the question and uh, don't even know who I am. You know what I mean? A lot of you are saying, I'm sorry about the shirt, it got ripped on me. A lot of you are saying, uh, well, you shouldn't even go on a trip if you can't afford to tip. Well, you know what, folks? The thing I like about cruising, the thing that attracted me to cruising over a land base is that everything's included for one price. So I can budget. I can budget a little extra if I want to spend a little extra. I bring extra. I spend extra. I do excursions, but I'm a budget cruiser. I set amount I want to spend. I spend that and try not to spend more than that. Okay? I'm sorry if that makes me trash because I budget. I work 50, 60 hours a week. I save money, 401k, everything. I budget everything. I'm 55 years old and that's what I learned works best. Uh, I'm sorry that you think I'm trash because of that. I go on Carnival for three reasons. Number one reason, I love Carnival. It's the only one I've ever been on. And yes, though they do things that change that makes me mad, I still love Carnival. Carnival is great. It's a great experience. I'm trash because I go on Carnival. Well, okay. I'm middle class. I'm not upper class. I'm not low class. I'm middle class. Okay, so yes, I enjoy Carnival. Carnival is wonderful. Uh, it's great for the amount of money that you want to spend. You save a little money. Uh, for me, that's perfect. Again, with the budget, I love to cruise on a budget. Okay. Uh, Two reasons why I love Carnival. It's fun. The food's great. The wait staff is great. I don't mind tipping a wait staff. Okay. Uh, Going back to the gratuities, I consider the gratuities a part of the cruise fare. And honestly, to me, I wish that's what they would all do. I wish they'd just say, here's a base price. Everybody pays this base price. Okay, instead of saying, well, here's a separate gratuity that you can choose or not choose to pay. Great. You know what I mean? Uh, Anyways, to me, Carnival's uh, one of the biggest uh, cruise companies out there. They've got so many different brands. The main brand, Carnival, goes out of more ports than any other cruise company out there, including Royal Caribbean. Name cruise ports that Royal Caribbean goes out of that Carnival don't. Okay? So they don't have one in Mobile, which is closest to me. They don't have one in Virginia. They don't have one in, other places. I'm sure there's several I can name that Royal Caribbean doesn't have a ship at. So with that said, I'm not knocking Royal Caribbean. I just choose to go on Carnival. Okay, Carnival gives me a good price. They're good to me. I've got a good PVP, which is a uh, vacation planner, personal vacation planner. She's good to me. Uh, I find my own deals. I go on there and I search. I find a deal. Uh, so Carnival's got wonderful ships. They're new ships. I can't wait to go on the Firenze. I've got the Firenze in 2028. We're going back on the Mardi Gras next year. My wife and I, we're taking our kids on the Valor in December. Uh, you can call me cheap. I cruise a lot. I enjoy cruising. Uh, I just don't understand people. They're judging other people because other people remove the gratuities. That's not for us to judge them. Do what you want to do. Spend your money how you want to spend it. Do whatever makes you happy. If it makes you happy to tip another $400 to a room steward, I'm not going to do that. I average $10 a day. Wonderful. I feel like I'm doing good for them. They get the gratuities that I'm paying, $10 a day. Same thing for my wait staff. $10 a day. I budget that. Okay, I give $5 a bag to my porters. Every bag that they pick up, $5 in, $5 out. Sue me. Call me trash. Whatever. Just makes me mad. These people calling other people trash. You know, if Carnival would make it easier for folks, make it all one fare, or all, you know, make it an option when you buy, whether you want to pay gratuity or not. If that's the situation. All right. Anyways, like I said, I love cruising. I love cruising with Carnival. Carnival's so fun. I love their parties. They got so many parties. Yes, it's a rant. Today's a rant because on my page I shared, and a lot of people are so rude. Man, why are y'all going to be so rude? Why do you got to be so rude? You don't know me. You don't know my children. Me and my wife adopted two little girls, and we try to take them on trips as best we can. Sometimes it takes budgeting when you have children. People say, well, don't even go on a cruise. So I'm not supposed to go take my family on a vacation because you don't feel I'm doing it right? Come on, folks. Come on, folks. Look, if you go to my page on Facebook, you'll see I'm all about caring about other people. I love other people. God's blessed me in life. God's brought me from poverty. Yes, I was in poverty, and I brought myself out of it with God's help. Uh, I just, I just think we should not judge people so much. Folks, you don't know what their situation is. If I was in a cabin that was flooded, and some reason, because I see these things going on, and Carnival didn't take care of me, then yeah, I'm going to want to remove the gratuities. Am I saying I will do that? No, because the room steward probably did everything she could do to make it right, or him. I've had wonderful room stewards. I've had wonderful wait staff. I've had wonderful bartenders. I've had wonderful uh, uh, waiters wherever I go that treat me right. So with that said, you don't know someone's situation. Be kind, y'all. Be kind. If you like my content, I know I went on a rant, and it needed to be said. It needed to be said, and I want y'all to continue to watch me. If I lose somebody because of this, then so be it. I lost them. But just remember, some people just do it because that's what they have to do. To go on a cruise. And cruises are one of the most rising vacations there is, and it's getting more popular and more popular and more popular. I'm going to try to give some content. I've got a few. If you look on my page, you'll see some different ports that I've been to. One of the ports we're doing in December is going to be Progresso, and we're taking a different look on Progresso. Progresso, our first time going to Progresso, was a little tough because it is mainland. Uh, Stacy and I and the kids, that's Nana, my wife, uh, we'll be going to Progresso, and we're going to try a all-inclusive resort in Progresso, because the little town of Progresso is great, but it's not something you really want to have your teenage girls, walking around. So God bless y'all. God bless y'all. And I apologize to y'all that know me and know that I don't normally rant, but I'll say something nice. How about this? What can I say that's nice? Why was the chicken laughing all the time? Because I seen a little kid on the show do that. Look, y'all, let's just be kind to each other. Just because somebody does something different than you, or you make a little more money than someone else does, or you like to show out and throw money around like you've got it. I don't mean somebody else is trash because they don't want to do that. Papa loves y'all. Peace out. Papa cruising. Remember, love on one another.